Whether you agree with her or not, Mercedes walking out of WWE was absolutely justified. Promises were made that WWE never upheld. There was a lot of frustration from Mercedes, a lot of frustration from Trinity, a lot of frustration from the WWE fans. They wanted to make a difference. They wanted to make a difference with the tag team championships, and WWE let them down and broke those promises. WWE, they lost Mercedes, and then she went on to New Japan Pro Wrestling, debuting at Wrestle Kingdom in January. Not too long after that, she beat Kairi for the IWGP Women's Championship. A lot of people assumed that she would end up in AEW. Then she won the Women's Championship, and as she continued her journey in Japan, a lot of people were really suggesting, well, it might not be with AEW per se here in the States, but it will be with AEW during their New Japan AEW Forbidden Door pay-per-view in June. A lot of people want to see Mercedes in AEW, especially with Forbidden Door coming up in just a couple of weeks. Nobody knows what her status is. She broke her ankle in a match against Willow Nightingale, and nobody seems to know when her return date will be. We can only hope that if it is going to be with AEW, it will be at Wembley for their All-In show. But this report is coming from Sports Illustrated, and they suggest that multiple sources close to Tony Khan claim that AEW and Monet had significant discussions about working together at Forbidden Door, but how these talks went is unknown. Now, the only thing that I really have here for you is Tony Khan was asked at the post-show scrum for Double or Nothing if he did have discussions with Mercedes. And the one thing that he said was that the only people who know exactly what Mercedes is going to do is Tony Khan himself and Mercedes. And that is it. So that obviously, when I heard that, gave me the indication that she definitely is coming in, but clearly cannot because of the broken ankle situation. Now, with the injury during a match against Willow Nightingale at New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Resurgence, any potential appearance appears to be off the cards. Nobody knows who she would have been working with on that show. Obviously, the rumors are circulating. It could have been Mercedes and Britt Baker, Mercedes and Saraya, Mercedes and Jamie Hayter. Nobody knows. But after the injury, she's off the show completely. The working relationship between AEW and New Japan is obviously strong and healthy, and it is possible that Monet working in an AEW ring could occur sometime in the future. But for now, full steam towards Forbidden Door without Mercedes Monet. There was another report, which I'm telling you guys, I don't believe it at all. I don't know where this news came from. I don't know who these people have as sources. But according to a report from a Twitter account, everybody wants to be a fucking journalist now. This is from Fight Fans. The Twitter account at Black Mask of PW says Sasha Banks allegedly made a promise to WWE. Mercedes, obviously with New Japan, rumored to be heading to AEW, like I just told you guys. Apparently, after her stint in Japan, supposedly assured the WWE that she will return to the company following her New Japan Pro Wrestling run. Now, I don't believe that for a fucking second. Why is Mercedes making a promise to WWE when all they did, WWE, was break every fucking promise that they told Mercedes that they were going to uphold? I don't understand why Mercedes would make a promise to return to the WWE. She left the company because she was fucking frustrated with management, the way she was paid, or the money that they neglected to pay her, and she was upset about the creative direction of the women's division. Why would this woman make a promise? And I don't want to get angry at this, but these reports like this piss me the fuck off. Why would she make a promise after all that they did to her? She wants to wrestle. She wants to make a difference. She wants to wrestle new, up-and-coming, fresh talent. She wants to take what she did with the women's revolution and do it across all of women's wrestling, just not in WWE. This is a company that does not appreciate women's wrestling, that does not want anything to do with a women's revolution. She did not make a fucking promise to nobody in WWE. I find that report to be completely fucking bullshit. Will she show up for AEW? I think so. Does Tony Khan have Mercedes in the bag? I think so. Was she going to be at Forbidden Door? You better fucking believe it. She's going to be at Forbidden Door. But the match is already announced for Forbidden Door. You don't think Tony Khan had Mercedes lined up for this show to make it even bigger than it is now? It's going to happen. The only thing that stopped her, and the only thing that stopped this from happening, was the broken ankle in the match against Willow at Resurgence, which could not have come at a more terrible time. Mercedes will be with AEW, and I do think that she will be there. I don't know how long, but she will be there by the end of the year. Seth Rollins. I don't know. Listen, man, this story, this is going to piss me off even more than the last story. Seth Rollins. Apparently, Seth Rollins is on his way back to NXT. And Seth Rollins now, don't know if you guys know, Braun Breaker challenged Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship last Tuesday on NXT, or this past Tuesday on NXT. Seth Rollins apparently will be making his way back to NXT, and this is all part of Nick Khan's strategy for the brand, as Dave Meltzer pointed this out on the Wrestling Observer Live, where he mentioned that Nick Khan, during one of his public talks a few weeks ago, said this is part of an ongoing strategy to make NXT a third brand and not a developmental brand / developmental system for WWE. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Triple H. We all know what Triple H did for Black and Gold, correct? Wasn't it Triple H who always went out, whether it was in written form for an interview, a podcast, a radio interview, some sort of media talk or media scrum or media call with the journalists and the geeks of the community? Didn't he always associate NXT to the WWE as being its third brand next to Raw and SmackDown? Or am I losing my fucking mind? Because I know he said that. That was his mission statement. Takeover was a real thing. He wanted NXT across all major markets in the world when it comes to professional wrestling. That was the mission statement. Now, all of a sudden, you want to take what Triple H did, kill it, give us whatever the fuck you're giving us on Tuesday night, calling it NXT when I know it's not NXT. It's shit. And now you want to rebrand the fucking brand as a third brand next to Raw and SmackDown when Triple H already had done that. It was you and Vince and Bruce and Laurinaitis who fired everybody and took the direction of what he did, which was perfect, killed it, fired everybody, and went and put fucking people in the Performance Center, which clearly now we see are nowhere near ready for WWE TV. You didn't want to hire anybody from the indies. You didn't want anybody from the indies with experience coming in because you'd have to retrain them all over again. And WWE wanted to take fucking half-witted idiots who had no idea how to wrestle and train them and mold them in their own image so they would get what WWE wants right from the word go, instead of bringing in somebody with 10, 15 years experience who they had to retrain in the WWE way. Now you want to make NXT the third brand. You killed it. You killed it. You lost all goodwill. You lost all faith with the fan base. The people that were watching that shit are now watching AEW. The people that are in the Performance Center right now watching weekly NXT, they are not the same fucking people. Good luck getting anybody to care about NXT when you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on what you want. The reason why Seth Rollins is being brought back to NXT to be put in a match against Braun Breaker is because WWE has contract talks coming up with NBC Universal. I'm assuming that has to do with NXT being on the chopping block. NXT doesn't really generate any ratings on Tuesday night. There's very little interest in what's going on there, and they're not increasing the ratings. The ratings seemingly have hit a standstill. There's nothing of interest there. WWE isn't making new fans on Tuesday night. They're not. The show is garbage. You already lost, like I said, the good faith of everybody in that brand. Why would you think anybody's going to go back and watch that shit on Tuesday night after what you did to it? The only reason why WWE has Seth Rollins potentially, we don't even know yet, potentially wrestling Braun Breaker on Tuesday night is because they are desperate for ratings. They got Ali down there. They got Baron Corbin down there. They got Dana fucking Brooke down there in the women's division. She's a free agent, apparently, yet she was drafted to Monday Night Raw. I don't remember seeing Dana Brooke as a free agent on the WWE draft list. Now we got Seth Rollins being called out by Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Are you fucking kidding me? If that isn't a ratings ploy, I don't know what is. They got contract talks coming up with NBC Universal. They want to stack the show with intrigue, and they want to stack the show with big matches and unpredictability. Oh, look, NXT's growing. And then right in time for contract talks, can we please have NXT on Tuesday night for the next 5 years? That's all that's going on here. WWE has no plans. WWE has no vision. WWE has a lost cause in this rebrand of a rebrand, NXT 2.0. There's nothing going on there. Absolutely nothing. I don't know why Braun Breaker can't get called up to the main roster, win a couple of matches, and then beat Seth Rollins' opponent on Raw. As far as I'm concerned, he's ready for Monday Night Raw right now, yet you're keeping him down in NXT to do what? Lose and lose and lose, and then at the same time lose credibility. Bring him up to the main roster. The guy is more than ready. But Nick Khan, his strategy is to rebuild NXT as the third brand by having talent like Rollins on Tuesday night. No, that's just Nick Khan and WWE thinking that this is what the brand needs, but at the end of the day, it's nothing more than desperation. Meltzer says, actually, it is. I mean, the deal is, this is a Nick Khan thing to bring Seth Rollins, Dana Brooke, which is no big deal, but still. Corbin bringing more main roster stars to NXT every week, boost the ratings, and tried to boost the price for a renewal from USA Network because the ratings are higher. So the strategy is, that's what they're going with. That's why you're going to see more main roster stars, and he said it a couple of weeks ago that the plan is to put more main roster stars on NXT, make it a third brand and not a developmental brand, which is funny because Paul Levesque wanted a third brand and they nixed him and made it a developmental brand, but that's not a surprise. Things like that, they say in WWE, if there's a new rule and it's stupid, don't worry because it's all going to change anyway. If there's a new thing that's good, don't worry because it's all going to change anyway, and that's just the nature of the beast in WWE. This company has some fucking balls. Good luck getting the goodwill of the fans that you drove away with the 2.0 garbage that you gave us, having them come back and embracing NXT as the third brand again when we already had NXT as the third brand under Triple H, which, by the way, was the best fucking thing in all of pro wrestling when he was running it with black and gold. Now you want us to go back and give a shit about it again? Fuck you, fuck off, and you could take that shit and take it off the fucking USA Network because that shit on Tuesday night is a complete dumpster fire. I'm getting out of here, man. I'm sorry if I'm a little agitated. These stories are just fucking... I don't know, man. These stories just really rattle my fucking core when I hear shit like this. As a fan, it really pisses me off. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. Make sure you go and check out everything else you need to on the homepage. If you want more content from the channel, if you guys want more videos like this, it's all on the homepage. Live streams, they're all on the homepage. Go and check that stuff out. Monday Night Raw, we were live. Dynamite, we were live. I'll be live for Friday Night SmackDown as well. Make sure you guys go check all that stuff out. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications, and make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes. That's 1 with 3 zeros. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. 1,000 likes is the goal for today's video. I'll be back with more news throughout the weekend right here on Off the Script.